Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney will head to Beijing to meet with Chinese President Xi Jinping, hoping for close ties as he looks to reduce his country's dependence on the United States. Though the majority of U.S.-Canada trade remains tariff-free, Canada has been hit particularly hard by Trump global tariffs on steel, aluminum, vehicles, and lumber due to the interconnected nature of the neighboring economies. The trip to China will be the first by a Canadian leader in almost a decade as the two sides seek to turn the page on a series of diplomatic spats. Between Tuesday and Wednesday, Carney is scheduled to meet Xi and Premier Li Qiang, among other government and business leaders. Canada's relations with China have been among the worst of any Western nation. It fell into a deep freeze in 2018 after the arrest of the daughter of WION's founder on a U.S. warrant in Vancouver and China's retaliatory detention of two Canadians on espionage charges. Ottawa and Beijing have also imposed tit-for-tat tariffs on each other's production, including Canadian canola used to make cooking oil, animal feed, and also biodiesel. But Carney and Xi in late October held the first formal talks between the two countries since 2017. It was during these talks that Chinese president invited the Canadian Prime Minister to visit. Carney's office, in a statement, said the visit will aim to elevate engagement on trade, energy and agriculture, and international security. Carney isn't the only one. Argentine President Javier Milei has also said that he intends to travel to China this year, this at a time when the U.S. is stepping up pressure on Buenos Aires to scale back its relations with Beijing. Asked whether the trip was still on his schedule, Milei, in an interview with local media, said that it was and framed the visit as part of Argentina's wider commercial agenda rather than a political signal. In a veiled message to the United States, he said Argentina would try to trade with all the countries in the world. The comments reflect how much Milei's stance towards China has changed since 2023. In his election campaign, he had labeled Beijing as authoritarian and said Argentina should sever state-to-state partnership. But after taking office, had changed his tone, calling China a very interesting commercial partner. Argentina even renewed $5 billion swap with China, a move widely criticized by Washington. U.S. said it gave China leverage over Argentina's finances. Now, tensions grew further when the Argentine government temporarily suspended export taxes on soy, corn, and wheat in a bid to boost foreign sales and capture dollars. Given the changing dynamics globally, NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte on Monday highlighted the importance of Arctic security, citing risk that Russia and China could be more active in the strategically important region. Talking about Beijing, he said China has almost become a sort of Arctic country, not geographically, but by the amount of activities and interest in the region.